So this question is a diagram question. Any question that provides some visual input, I'm going to call a diagram question. What we have here is more specifically a table. So the first column is value, the second column is frequency. So it looks like, a value of 10 happens 4 times, a value of 20 happens 2 times. It's kind of the way you should think about frequency, the number of times it happens, right? So here's the question itself, which says, which of the following statements best compares the mean and the median of the data shown in the frequency table? Okay, so mean and median when it comes to frequency can be a little bit tricky, but here's how you should think of it. So remember how I said, right, this 10 happens 4 times? Well, that means that the real data, right, the raw data would have 4 10s, right? So 10, 10, 10, and 10. It would have 3 15s, so 1, 2, 3, 2 20s, 1, 2, 5 25s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and lastly 6 30s, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So whenever I can do that, I like to write it down. You don't have to. I'll also show you a way to do it without writing it down. Obviously, these frequency numbers can be a lot larger than what we have here. But if I'm comparing the median and the median is always the easier thing to find because it's just the middle number, right? So how do I find the middle number? I just cross out from the ends, right? So 10 and 30 start crossing out, then these 15s cross out these 30s, and this 15 crosses out the 25, and 20 and 25. So it looks like the mean, right? So we have only 2 things left. The median is 25. And then the mean, you can go to your calculator if you wanted and just literally type all this stuff in, add up every value, which is really the fastest way to do this. We could also just say, right, like all together this is 40, all together this is 45. I'm just multiplying, right? So 4 10s adds up to 40, 3 15s adds up to 45, 2 20s adds up to 40, 5 25s adds up to 125, 6 30s adds up to 180. So I can go to my calculator then and add up all those values. So 40 plus 45 plus 40 plus 125 plus 180 is equal to 430. But then how many things did I have? That comes from the frequency column, right? So all together, I have 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 6 is 20. There are 20 data points, right? So I find my mean by taking the sum of all the data, which is 430, dividing by the number of data points there are, which is 20. So when I divide that by 20, I'm getting 21.5 as the mean. So then the answer choices say, A, the median is 5 greater than the mean. Well, no, it's only 3.5 greater, so that's not true. B, the median is 3.5 greater than the mean. That's exactly right. I just mentioned that, right? Choice C, the median is equal to the mean. No, not at all. And then choice D, the median is 1.5 less than the mean. No, not at all. So the answer here is choice B. And while this may seem like it took a long time because I'm explaining it, you could pretty much do all this really quickly, right? You can write this list out quickly. You can add up everything quickly, find the median, find the mean relatively quickly. So as promised, I want to show you how to use this table to find the median instead of having to write out a long list. So what we do is we have this idea in our mind, so I want to cross out from the ends, right, from the lowest side of the list to the highest side of the list. So I'm going to say 6 of those 30s will cross out with 4 of the 10s, but I need another 2, right, to balance it out. So another 2 of the 15s leave me with 115 left over. And then 5, or let's go small to large, 1 of the 15s crosses out with 1 of the 25s, so leaving me with 4. 2 of the 20s crosses out with the other 2 25s. So I know at that point I'm only left with 25 in the middle, so that must be my median. Right? So that's a way that I can use the table to find the median without having to write out the entire list. The mean, however, you will have to, add that up, and I already showed you kind of the easiest way, which is just by multiplying, but then figuring out how many things total you have.